it will be interesting to see how much support he gets. I guess it depends on how he does it. But it will be very interesting to see how much support he really gets. And his actions really set this all up, okay? By leaving Cleveland and going to Miami, he learned from D. Wade how to win a championship, what it was going to take. Simultaneously, by leaving Cleveland, he made them one of the worst NBA teams in all of the franchises, okay? So for that time frame that he was down in Miami, they got 1, 2, 3, they got a lot of top picks. With one of those top picks, they were able to get Kyrie Irving. If LeBron James had never left Cleveland, Cleveland never would have been in a position to get Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was instrumental in winning the championship. He hit the dagger. He hit he put the final nail in the coffin for the Golden State Warriors. So Cleveland is so upset with LeBron. He leaves. He left. Oh, he didn't get us a ring. Got your ring now. He comes back to work with the talent that they've built up. They got Tristan Thompson. They got all this young talent. They had Andrew Wiggins. They had all this young talent. Anthony Bennett. He was a bust, but he still got paid with that initial contract. So it's funny how things worked out. Shout out to LeBron. John writes, the warrant didn't justify the search of the car. The meth is in his pocket after the arrest for the warrant justified the search of the car. Likely, I have no insight on this particular case. Okay. Miller writes, the sad part is when most black men are pulled over, their car is searched most of the time. It's to the point where black men expect to have their cars searched during what should be a simple traffic stop. Well, I don't expect my car to be searched. I don't search my car for what? I've had my car searched before, maybe once, maybe twice in my life, maybe. I know one for sure. Okay? So one in a possible when it comes to having your car searched. I've been pulled over a bunch of times. Typically, they run my license. They see I have no warrants, no issues with the law enforcement whatsoever, no run-ins. And typically what happens is, even with the officer who wanted to challenge me, and I mean, it was like a contest. He wanted to challenge me about whether I had car insurance. He came back and his whole attitude changed. So I guess he saw something on my record or whatever that made him think, and that's happened to me several times where officers have come back and said, okay, hey, man, listen, everything's clean. You don't got nothing on there. Hey, have a good day, sir. I even had one officer let me go. It's like, man, I ain't going to do that to you, man. Just go on about your business, bro. So, I don't want you searching my car. I don't expect that. I don't expect that at all. The thing about it is you got so many people out here riding dirty, running dope, running guns, running powder, running pills, that it's kind of like a numbers game. And the officers, I think they probably know it. It's like, yeah, maybe if I stop 1 or 2 cars, I may not find anything. But if I get up to 5 or 6 cars, numbers say I'm going to find something. I'm going to find something. You got so many people riding dirty. You had a former talk show host in the city of Cincinnati. She got pulled over. What did she have? Some pills. She had pills. So even when you try to stereotype people who are certain drug addicts, I'm here to tell you, listen, there are folks who go to work every single day, and they might be highly functioning as well. Yeah, James writes, are you talking about Lisa Wells? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Miss D writes, tardy, greetings. Thank goodness for the podcast so I can find out what I missed. And I'm thankful for folks like you, Miss D. Thank you very much. We're still here. Brent writes, white female lawyer in Cincinnati arrested for felony drug possession. No mugshot to my knowledge. Her lawyer files a motion for intervention instead and gets a plea deal where she's not locked up. Keeps law license and driving privileges. Let's compare her to Tracy Hunter's case, shall we? The NAACP and NAN should be all over this, but there is crickets. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what the NAACP is going to do. NAN, I'm going to be honest with you, NAN is on the shelf in my opinion. And again, I can't be at every function. But from my position, from what I'm seeing, I don't see too much of Nan anymore. And ever since Bobby Hilton, Bishop Bobby Hilton, ever since he met with the representatives of the Reds, it's been Nan has taken a noticeable public step backwards. So I don't know what was said in that meeting. I don't know what was conveyed in that meeting, but I'm just telling you that. I do know that Bishop Bobby Hilton, he's got the mayor's cell phone number, and sometimes the mayor will call him. So what's the trade-off for that kind of access? Maybe he got to stand down. I don't know. Okay? If you're a part of Nan, you tell me. You tell me. Let's see what else here. Brent says, I think she's working over someone else. Who? Lisa Wells? I did read that, yes. And again, that's where you have lawyers. Your lawyers are going to try to soften the blow of your mistakes, legally speaking. And if she's practicing law, I'm sure she wants to do everything she can to make sure she can continue to practice law. And my thing is that, again, I don't know Lisa Wells, and I wish her the best, but she's probably got a problem. I mean, if you're driving around with pills in that kind of manner, she probably got a problem. And so she may need some intervention. But see, I would say that about anyone. I think most of these people that get locked up for drug possession probably need intervention. Okay? They've got a drug problem, and they've been able to manage it, but they still got a drug problem. Kiki writes, they will change it when one of their children or family members experience this. I'm not even sure they'll change it then. I'm not even sure that'll change. If you're talking about the way the laws are structured and police and what they're allowed to do, I'm not even sure that'll change it, to be honest with you, Kiki. I don't. I think every time there's a story about a mass shooting, these Supreme Court judges, they're human. They're watching this. They want to feel safe. I'm sure that they get a lot of letters from victims, from police, these amicus, I believe, curiae briefs, these friends of the court briefs. I'm sure there's a lot of pressure and information they get to kind of push them in certain directions. And one of those directions is to give law enforcement the tools that they need so they can go out and keep everybody safe. And that's what I believe the Supreme Court is trying to do. Let me talk a little bit about Donald Trump. Have you been reading the latest? It looks like he's been taking the money from his campaign, right? And he's been funneling the money from the campaigns into some of his other businesses. Tell me this isn't true. Is this true? And everybody wants to know just how wealthy Donald Trump really is, because nobody believes him at this point. Nobody really believes that Donald Trump is perhaps a millionaire. They know he's got dough. They know he's got loot. They know he's got cash, but they're not sure on what level it is. They're not sure on what level it really is. Does it really matter? I mean, if we find out that Donald Trump is not a billionaire, let's say he's worth about $500 million, will that make a difference to you? A recent poll suggests that head-to-head, Hillary versus Donald Trump, okay? And this is just this particular poll. But this poll concludes that people have a more favorable opinion about Trump's ability to transform our economy than do those who believe that Hillary will be able to transform the economy. And the number one reason is because they're like, hey, he's already rich. So if he got rich playing the American system, who better to set it up so we can all get rich, right? Because that's what Donald Trump is promising you. He's promising his followers everything. He's going to make America great again. He's basically going to turn America into the world patriots. We're going to win every Super Bowl. And he's going to trash every image of Barack Obama. He's going to do away with the ACA, so-called Obamacare. He's going to lift you out of poverty, and he's going to put your kids through college. He's going to do all that kind of stuff. And people are believing him. So more people believe in the power of Donald Trump to have a positive impact on the economy than they do Hillary Clinton. And it's all because of his suits. He's a businessman. He's the Donald. And I'm just not really sure if that's going to automatically transfer. Like, I don't know if those are the skills that the country needs at this point. I'll be honest with you. I think we need 4 more years of whoever is going to continue to push the country in the direction that Barack Obama was pushing the country. That's just me personally. We need 4 more years of that. What we don't need is for someone to come in and say, you know what? Everything Barack Obama did, we're going to go the opposite direction, because that just stalls the government. We did it already. It just stalls everything. That's what I believe. You tell me. Currently 8:15 a.m. in the Queen City. Has anybody heard back about the black agenda? I don't mean to be critical or cynical. I was there, but I didn't stay for the workshop. Let me get that out. You stay for the workshop. I know you're better than me. But are there any more dates? Someone said something about a march in September. Oh, my God, damn. I mean, do I really want to march in September? Does anybody have march fatigue? I mean, I'm ready to get out there. I've marched through the city streets of Cincinnati many times for many good causes. But another march. Okay, we'll see. Tracy writes, Donald Trump was out here begging for money like a commoner. Brent writes, Trump won't release his tax returns. Hillary won't release her transcripts or emails. They both are crooks. Good point. Good point. I'm not so sure if it's a good point about calling them crooks. But they certainly have their controversies surrounding them. We'll put it that way. They certainly have their controversies surrounding them. Good morning to you. Currently 8:16 a.m. in the Queen City. My name is Nathan Ivey. The Nathan Ivey Show is powered by Superlative Media, and my pleasure to be with you. Listen, I didn't get a chance to watch all of it, but during the break, I got to get a chance to watch 30 seconds of it. Kind of skipped ahead a bit, but I did get a chance to watch some of that video. I want to post a link so you could check it out yourself. Officer pulls this young dude over because he doesn't believe he owns property in this neighborhood. Nice neighborhood, nice homes. The officer actually follows the guy back to his house, and to prove that he owns the residence, he has to walk up, put the key in the door, the whole 9 yards, and then the officer kind of walks away. The man even invited him in. And my question is, why do you have to submit to such unusual treatment because you just met an ignorant ass officer who can't believe that a young brother can have it like this? I mean, listen, it's America, man. People rise and fall every damn day. Maybe he came up on it. Maybe he hit a lick. But I will post that link to my personal Facebook page. You can check it out for yourself. Someone on Twitter is asking me about Skip Bayless. Yes, I did. I won't say I was a fan, but I did enjoy watching First Take for many years. Stephen A. Smith, the brother who from time to time has got himself in trouble for speaking out on issues or making statements. And now Skip Bayless is leaving ESPN. If you know, they do I guess that's the mid-morning show starting at 10 a.m. It's a debate show, and was a little bit, I think, ahead of its time in terms of how they dealt and packaged and discussed politics and race and whatever else, sports primarily, every whatever was going on. They would touch those hot-button issues. Now Skip Bayless, as I understand it, he's got an even bigger contract with Fox Sports 1. They're trying to sort of recreate the magic on ESPN. So we'll see what happens. Yesterday had their tearful goodbyes. I don't know if Stephen A. is going to be the primary on the show now. It could be the kind of thing where Stephen A. is like the primary host, much like Skip Bayless was before Stephen A. became the permanent. And there's like every week or so, there's a different host, almost like Live with Kelly, where she has a different host. No more Live with Kelly and Michael. No more of that. So we'll have to wait and see. Fans of that show, I know you're very upset. Also, a teen girl apologizes for killing a man over a PlayStation 4. Have you ever played a PlayStation 4? From what I'm hearing, the graphics are pretty top-notch. Pretty good. Pretty good. Does it have a Blu-ray player in it? Blu-ray? Have you ever watched a movie on Blu-ray? I have not. I've got a Blu-ray player, but I just don't really have